to be here tonight. I am Retro Nerd Girl, if you haven't been to the channel before, and I'm broadcasting live from the International Science Fiction Space Station, and it is just so good to be with you guys tonight. I really missed you, and we have a great show for you today. I am really honored to to have this really awesome conversation about this show, Gargoyles, that was done by Disney back in the 90s. And it is a fantastic show. I'm so impressed with it. So let's see. Before I get into it, I have some comments that I need to address because they're so sweet. Oh my goodness. The first one up is Unicorn Rampant Studio. I miss you so much. You're so sweet. You've gifted 5 Retro Nerd Girl memberships. That is awesome. Let's see who's oh, great. Oh, Keith E says that he can hear me. Awesome. So I have another computer where I can, auxiliary computer, and it's not showing me very much. It's not cooperating. But let's see who got memberships. William Blake Hall got a membership. Zachariah 315 got a membership. Mamabear Artdoll got a membership. Darth got a membership. And DJ Play Nice also got a membership. Congratulations to everyone who got a membership. Just to run down what memberships are. Typically every Monday, I usually have a video for you guys. It's usually a review of something that I've just watched, or it might be something else. I'm not sure yet. I might throw in some other bonus material, but every Monday there should be a video for you guys, which is a little extra. And also you have access to all of the archived member Monday videos that I've done. And eventually a lot of those videos will be posted for everyone to see, but it might be a while, like a year or so. I don't know. It depends on how I feel. But it is so awesome. Thank you so much, Unicorn Rampant Studio. Oh my goodness. What a wonderful treat. Also, just to let everyone know that the memberships only last a month. And if you want to continue with the memberships, you can continue. You'll have to sign up for them yourself. So let me get a special thank you for my friend Unicorn Rampant Studio. So awesome. And I love your message here. Toot, toot, toot. Welcome back, Retro. Oh, I've got all the different colors of the rainbow, hearts and such. Thank you so very much. I really appreciate you. And it's so great to see you. Just missed you guys so much. It's just really awesome. And Grumpy is here. It says, oh, hop hola and hail. Retro Nerd Girl, Unicorn Rampant Studio, Mamabear Artdoll, and chat. New members. Awesome. We got champagne and beer. What a good time we're having. And Keith E, so good to see you. I know that it's been a while since we've had a live stream, so it's so good to see you. And it was so great to catch you on Corey's channel this Sunday. So I am officially back, right? Officially back. And Mamabear Art Dolls here says, hey y'all. And oh wow, so awesome, so awesome. Thanks, Unicorn. And let's see, Keith E says is saying hi to Unicorn. Got a free membership on anti-derivative Jill's today. I understand the excitement. Isn't that wonderful? And I love her channel, by the way. She has such a great channel. Anyone who loves Star Trek and also super, super nerdy stuff, I'm actually going to be heading over to her channel one of these days this week. Not this week, but in April. And we're going to be looking at, I believe it is Tank Girl that we're going to be looking at. And it's going to be really a lot of fun. And Darth Plato is here. Hello, great to see you. Oh, so I missed you all so very much. Taylor Swift greater than Disney, Star Wars, and MCU. Oh, it's so good to see you as well, Matt G. Let's see. And yes, Jill rocks for sure. She's amazing. I really like her, and she's so friendly and happy. I do love people like that because she seems to look on at things on the brighter side. And Kate says, no matter where I go, I'm a retro nerd girl person. That's so sweet. You are so kind, Kathy. And I know that it's a lot for you to stay up this late. So I do appreciate you being here, especially. So great to see you. Yes. So now that the greetings are underway, I've got a one. I mean, I was rewatching this. Um, incredible talk we had, and it is just like, wow, yeah. When you watch something and you're like, that was good. Well, that's how I feel about this one. So without further ado, guys, I'm gonna get things going. And oh, Darth, thank you so very much. I've got a whole bunch of hearts and kisses and all sorts of stuff. Really great to see you, Darth. Thank you so very much. That's so sweet. Yes, and so we're gonna, without further ado, we're gonna play this video, and I will hang out with you guys in the chat. Okay? Here we go. Uh, all right. So I'm here with Mamabear Artdoll, and we're going to be looking at season 2, episode 1, 2, 3, and 4. Have to say just right off the bat that I'm really impressed with the way these storylines are starting to mature, and that they're not just focused in one kind of piece of the storylines that we've learned from episode or season 1. They're really like taking apart all of the characters we met and just refeeding them into these different storylines. I'm really enjoying that. I'm liking the spacing of it too. So.
Yeah, we're already getting that sense that season 1 was largely just setting up characters and future storylines. Like I know a good chunk of what's coming out of season 1 that is going to come into play later down the road. So I'm excited for us to go through this together.
Oh yeah, and the other thing too about exactly what we're talking about is that for that setup, we really need somebody who or a group of people who are really great planners. Seems like there's a lot of planning going into what we're getting, and that attention to detail is really, really important. We'll start off with the first episode. Right away, they're doing the previously on, and as in this episode as in many of the other episodes, we're getting callbacks from season 1. It's just reverberating some words or some statements that Fox had made while she was in prison. It just a recap for everybody. Fox is the leader of the pack. They're a band of mercenaries on the loose right now, or well, they're in jail, most of them. But they had at one point a TV show. They're all kind of disbanded and disenfranchised, but they're in jail. They're being busted out of jail by a character by the name of Coyote. I was like, who's this? Dressed in complete gold, and he looks fantastic. Let me just get the visual up for everybody.
Yeah, gold black bodysuit. He has a ton of technology.
Yes. Yep. And he has this incredible device that is giving everybody
FARGO, I think,
Yeah, vertigo, and people have this hallucination that they're melting. It's really weird and trippy. I'm like, wow, we could use that. It's really interesting, but this particular thing kind of knocks people out, and this uh, mech suit that he's wearing is strong enough. It's giving him extra strength or more strength than the average man. So he is able to do incredible things with it. So he's busting everyone out of prison. The only person that doesn't go with them is Fox because she says, "Oh, I'm gonna complete out my sentence in jail." When she said that, I had this inkling. I was like, something's fishy about this. Very fishy about her like completing her sentence. She was in there the longest,
Mhm.
and so she probably had the most to clear her name in that regard. But what were you thinking when you first saw that?
There there is that, always hopeful side of me that, I'm like, okay, maybe she is taking this serious, taking the second chance type thing. I will completely admit I didn't initially think there was anything beyond that.
Okay, it's kind of like I don't know. It just kind of stood out to me a little bit, but it doesn't really play until like the very end, and we're gonna talk about that because that's really juicy and spicy.
Spoilers.
Yeah. And good. So, all the while this is happening, is it Hyena or
Hyena.
Jackal? Hyena is flirting like crazy with Coyote.
That's what kills me. He's looking like this, mask and everything, and she's like, he's kind of cute.
Yeah.
Could be a toaster.
Yeah, she's into it. She's like, yeah, she's just flirting away with him. And I thought that was really funny. I mean, one that's another piece of this whole storyline. It feels like there's a lot of coupling happening, or people liking other people. You don't see this today. I don't think like people don't like relationships are taboo in a lot of these cartoons, and so but this really kind of plays into it a lot that people are actually attracted to each other, and there's sort of a power struggle as to who's in command, and Wolf really wants to have that power, but
Yeah.
he's just not strong enough to overpower Coyote. And
I thought Jackal put it perfectly. Is like, when was the last time you folded an iron gate like it was a bed sheet?
yeah, and look at where her mind is.
That was the brother, but yeah,
Oh, sorry,
he's not
they're
wrong.
related. They're related. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then he reveals that it's really
David
Xana
Xanatos.
Thanatos underneath there, and it was like, oh, cool. He's got yet another type of mech suit because we already know that he has
Your
the
clan.
the Steel Clan suit, and now he's got this one. Okay, so maybe this has got some upgrades to it. This all shows up on the news, right? It shows up on the news, and Lex goes ballistic. Has lost his mind because he remembers what they did to him the last time, made him look like a fool,
Mhm.
and he wants revenge. And I think that is sort of if there was to be a lesson to be learned, is sort of through Lex and what he has to experience during this whole encounter. And it takes him practically the whole episode because he's really after them to the point of nearly letting his Rookery brothers die almost until he
Mhm.
snaps out of it. Bronx gets knocked out and captured. This is the tip off for me that something was kind of going on behind the scenes. Owen tells Goliath that where to find the pack, and I'm like, Owen, what are you up to? What did Xanatos put you up
Yeah,
to? So
he legit calls him, and he's like, "Oh yeah." They're having a soiree over here. They would love it if you could join.
A trap, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a trap.
Yeah,
And
we all know it's Admiral Akbar's going on in the background.
yeah, it's a trap. And so, yeah, you see this happening, but you're also like, yeah, we got to have this confrontation with Goliath and the boys with these guys because they just can't be walking amok in the city. And they're once when they get there, Coyote and Goliath are really like off to the side doing their own fight, and the boys are fighting the pack. They're doing pretty okay with them, but during the fight with Coyote, who is he's pretty much like toe to toe with
All
Goliath.
of them.
Yeah, yeah, and now we know like it is Xanatos, but what we didn't know is that he was a robot.
Yep.
It reveals that he's a robot,
And
and
she's still into it. She's like,
it's
oh,
like
even better.
yeah, even better. I was like, what? So I was like, because when I heard her being into Coyote, I was like, oh, I wonder if her and Fox are going to have some kind of, falling out because of that. That's Fox's. Well, I don't know. She likes him, and
It's always how it works out.
yeah. And so I was like, oh, so she could actually have a future with this, this robot thingy. I'm hoping something happens between for her. There's still hope. Now they're on this freighter in the middle of the ocean or the river, and it's blowing up all over the place. It's about to go down. At one point, it looked like they were gonna fall into the fire, and I was like, "Wait a minute, you guys got wings, fly out of that!" And they finally do. I think they were just setting everything up for all that tension. For a second, at the very end, I believe it was Bronx. That was it Bronx?
Yeah,
That
it was
was
Bronx.
on the ledge.
On the ledge. Well, because he can't fly. So he
Yeah.
ran up to the very ledge of the ship, like a very Titanic moment. He's like,
Yes.
ooh.
I thought that was so cute, and then they
Go
grabbed
rescue
him.
my doggy.
So cute, and so yeah, they've rescued all of the gargoyles, which was the main thing, was getting them back. Fox gets an early parole for good behavior, and so
Yeah,
when
because she didn't escape and she stayed behind to help the guard, and
she played the role,
yeah.
and when she gets out, she goes into a car, and Xanatos is there waiting for her. And I was just like, what is going on here?
Yeah, the blonde limo driver was a bit of a tip-off.
Yeah, I thought that was really wild. And they are a serious couple. They are. I love this statement. Revenge is a sucker's game. True love is harder to come by.
Yeah.
I was like, what? What's happening here? This is getting me very excited for what's to come. Yeah, that was funny. And one thing I like also too about this is that this is a fun episode in its way, Leader of the Pack, but also perhaps maybe setting up some romantic things for our characters in the future. But the next episode that we have is quite a different type of episode, and I really
It is
love.
another one. If I remember correctly, this was another one that started off with a looking back at.
Previously on
Yeah.
with Derek, getting the job with Xanatos, and his sister Elisa, warning him, hey, don't take this job. And unfortunately, she hasn't released her position. We agree, like she has cause to be concerned for her brother, and this episode definitely shows that. But it's because of that insistence that he is unwilling to see anything else other than like, oh, I'm going to do things my way. He is continuously ignoring Elisa's warnings and is fully willing to do whatever it takes to earn his keep as Xanatos' assistant, bodyguard, whatever he needs. But it's pretty plain to see that everything. Not to give it all away too soon, but and I felt it right at the beginning, especially based on what we have already experienced with Xanatos. I was saying to myself, this is a setup. This was all. This is like he is a master planner. He is a master planner. He is like he knows how people are going to respond to things. He's not only always testing people, he's always like trying to figure out how to manipulate them.
But they do it so beautifully that it does give you that moment of, wait a minute, he seems very genuine in that moment.
Doesn't he?
Yes. Where you really believe that this Dr. Severius has caught him off guard with the mercenaries, and I know we haven't gotten into what Severius does, but
oh yeah, we're again about to get into that because meanwhile Derek decides that he's going to go with
might as well get your money's worth.
Yeah, on a mission that really he didn't have to really be involved in. And Xanatos knew that he was going to do that. He knew this. But alongside that, there is an escape at a local secret laboratory. And this creature looks a lot like a gargoyle, but isn't.
It looks enough like a gargoyle that it fooled Broadway and
Brooklyn.
Thank you.
And Brooklyn has the immediate hots for this girl, but it's not just hots. It's like concern, and like he thinks. He says this many times. He's like, she needs me, you know.
She needs my help. She needs my help. She hasn't asked for your help. I mean, the fact she's kind of scared of you.
Yeah. She is very afraid of the gargoyles once they are seen. She's pretty much afraid of everything. They kind of give you a little bit of backstory on this girl. She is a woman who was homeless on the street, and Dr. Severus just picked her up and said, hey, look, what will it take for you to help me? So there was an exchange there. But she didn't realize exactly how bad it was going to be.
Yeah.
So she was taken advantage of as in all of the experiments in his laboratory. I mean, you feel really bad for this creature. She's trying to escape, trying to get away, trying to figure out what's going on. She doesn't seem to even know what is going on with her own body. The gargoyles immediately try to help her because there may be a curiosity there too. Just to catch up on it, there was a collar on her neck for the place where she was being kept, which is called Genotech. And
it was either on her neck or on her bracelet. I think it was a bracelet.
A bracelet. Okay, yes. Yeah. A bracelet. And so that's where everybody's like pretty much congregates there. So all of the gargoyles. But the thing is that when we get there, Xanatos is there with there are other specimens that are in the laboratory, and it seems like they have mixed a jungle cat with bats and eels.
Yeah, electric eels.
And it's like, what? It really is quite interesting. Do you remember the exact thing that got Derek shot with one of these things?
Yeah.
As I was trying to remember, I was like, exactly how did he get shot with this again?
What happened was they go in, they find out that Severius has not only been doing this, trying to create these gargoyle hybrids, and that he's already gone to human trials.
Yes. These are actual humans that have been turned into these creatures.
So yeah, it goes through these human trials, and Xanatos is like, "You've done what?"
No.
I'm going to stop you.
Yeah. Oh, and you can't know whether he's being truthful, because there are moments when it's like you were saying, it seems as if he's sincere.
Hmm. Like, he really plays it off like he's sincere.
Yeah.
Xanatos, he's like, I'm gonna stop you. I'm gonna. Severus is like, no. I think even the cops are like trying to show up or something. And Severus reaches out for this gun, and Derek, being the
Oh, yes,
delightful
you're right.
numpty that he is. Yeah. No. Sorry, my makeup brush is here. I'm having fun with it. No, the delightful numpty that he is, he does the fantastic bodyguard no
Yeah,
to protect
and takes it.
Xanatos from getting shot, and tackles Severius, and of course he gets the dart in the shoulder. He's like, I don't feel sleepy.
Yeah, he says.
Were you not paying attention, honey?
And it's so funny because he's like, Xanatos keeps asking him, how are you doing? How's it going? Or how are you feeling? And he's like, I don't feel so good. I felt so bad for him. I was like, oh no. And then he is given an opportunity to talk to his sister. Says, oh, I can call her up if you want me to. And he goes, no,
No, I don't
no,
want
I
her to
don't
see
want her
me
to
like
see me
this.
like this. Like, oh man, it this is really like the worst timing. The gargoyles are coming in because they want to get this girl. They want to rescue her because Brooklyn is insisting that
He's obsessed with her.
Yeah, he's like, we've got to get this girl. She's,
She needs me.
she needs me.
She doesn't.
She doesn't know. She doesn't know you. She doesn't like you. They go and they rush in to free her just at the moment where Derek is about to get the antidote for this mutagen, if you will. And I'm starting to think this was all, that was also, is probably not the mutagen cure.
Might not have
That
been.
it was just a ploy that they were waiting for this to happen. You know what I mean? They knew.
I know what you mean, but
Yeah, they knew that. So it wasn't the cure at all. It was just a dummy that they had put in place. I'm starting to like doubt everything that I see because I'm like, these guys are clever. I have to be clever too. He's slowly changing more and more into a different creature. This is like the in-between phase that we see here. Unfortunately, throughout the entire fight, it ends up that Severus dies, and when he dies, he's taken the formula for the cure as well. And Derek is devastated. He is devastated and blames the gargoyles on this. Like, it's not their fault that you got.
Well, you can see where he's coming from. I mean,
Yeah.
he was like seconds away from getting this.
Yeah. And that is the thing that I think you identify with both sides of the coin here. Like, you understand why Derek would not let his sister, wouldn't talk to his sister about this, involve her. You understand why he's upset at the gargoyles, and you know that he's being played to be a person that would hear some commands from Xanatos. Hey, go get the gargoyles, and he would go get them.
Mhm.
And it's already been really established that the electricity really stops the gargoyles in their tracks. So
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was a very smart subplot to add that into their power set. Most writers wouldn't do that because it depowers their heroes. So this is a very interesting way of doing this, like actually using the things that is considered a weakness and play that into the story to
Mhm.
create more tension. Great job. Um,
Judging from the just whole concept of it and the Xanatos being a master planner thing, I don't think the electric eels were done by accident.
oh yeah,
It is guaranteed that he would have already noticed this and, added that in.
Oh yeah, and if you look at the action scenes too in this, they just seem to be extra like ramped up,
Hmm.
like more and more every single time. There's more and more. The stakes are higher and higher. So yeah, yeah, I do admire that. So conveniently, Xanatos offers to shelter Derek so he can keep everything a secret from his sister, and they I
Until we
suppose
till
they
we can till we can figure out a cure.
yeah, and yes, and that was the biggest caveat. And I think he announced, "Oh, get me the best physicist in the country or something, or in the world." And
Yeah.
and that we put a pause on it because they're like, "Okay, yes, we'll yes, sir." Now the young lady, her name is Maggie, and it's sort of a shocker to in the story when she says, "Yeah, I was once a human," uh, and the gargoyles find out about this. Is that they're like, what the heck is going on? Elisa finds out that Xanatos owns Genutech. She arrives just in time for the announcement, the new group of metahumans, if you will. I'm not sure if that's what they're called, but they are all of these creatures. I believe there's 4 of them. Derek is the leader. He has taken himself to be the leader, and they're flying and they're testing their powers. And of course, the gargoyles show up, and there's a showdown,
Hmm.
in which the gargoyles win. Do they win, or was
I
it a draw?
I think it was more of a draw
It's more of a draw. And
because
that's when uh, she discovers that her brother is
it was wrenching. That was heart wrenching because when she sees who we know was Derek,
yes,
he's like, "Oh, I'm Talon."
I'm Talon. Yeah, he names himself Talon.
I
So
think it
I
was
think
he just chose that because
he wanted to be secret
he
from his
didn't
sister.
want yeah, he didn't want his sister to know that.
Ah, yeah.
You know,
I yeah, and then she
right up until they did that. Sorry, I know you're saying it too. Right up until she did that. I just want to help you. Cross my heart. And he follows up right with the whole cross my hope to die or whatever. He follows up like dead automatically, like this is something that they've done back and forth their whole lives. And
yeah.
the moment he does it without skipping a beat, she knows it's him.
Oh man. I think she's very, very disturbed by it. And of course, Xanatos, I think he can barely keep himself from exploding
Mhm.
with like joy. It's just but they do show a small bit of him talking to the best geneticist in the world, and it is Severus, who has not died.
Mhm.
He is oh, by the way, Severus is being played by Tim Curry,
Yeah,
or voiced by Tim Curry, and playing it up. He's doing a great job, just really going over the top. And that was kind of a nice one. And so Xanatos pretty much reveals that he's keeping Talon devoted to him as long as he promises the cure. He'll do anything he says. It's quite a like maniacal way to get somebody to be indebted to you and to work for you, without asking questions. The thing that really was interesting was the fact that at the very end of this,
Mhm.
uh, at the very end of this, Elisa is destroyed. Like she is
She
crying,
is.
and they really show that. They really take time to like, oh, she's messed up.
Mhm.
This is not like, oh, next episode, or this is she's grieving. She's grieving the loss of her brother, or not being able to stop him from having this pain happen, because he's not the same. He's not the same person anymore. having gone through this, not, it's not only just a physical change he went through. This has changed him emotionally, mentally. So yeah, she's really going through it right now. And I love the fact that they added that kind of real world response to what's going on.
Hmm.
Yeah, especially this is, supposed to be for younger kids, so it's kind of like, wow, this is
I think they were aiming for more of the teenage
it's,
audience at the time,
mhm.
because this was clearly not a kid show.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
at that point in time was when we had stuff that was, like that with like Barney, like Lamb Chop's Playhouse, you know, two shows
Teletubbies.
where pretty much every teenager tormented their friends in high school with.
Yeah.
Not that I'm speaking from experience,
Yeah. Yeah, it does feel grown up. It feels, at least you should, let's say like 13 and up.
Oh yeah.
So the next one here is Legion, and I like this one so very much. We've got more talk about magic and stuff again.
Hmm.
The last time we saw Stone Cold, so they did show previously on, and it
Cold
gave
Stone.
you kind
Yeah.
of, oh, Cold Stone. Did I do it again?
That's okay.
Uh,
It's easy to swap it around. I mean,
they did a previously on, and it showed you Cold Stone's background and origin story that we witnessed in the first episode. Then we see at the bottom of the river, he is still alive, and he's also going through some issues with memory. And I thought that
yeah,
was very interesting.
things seem to be getting unlocked memory-wise as
Yeah,
he reboots.
yeah, yeah. And different personalities are kind of coming through, which
Mhm.
I thought was very interesting. One of the things that he remembers is of a girl who betrayed him for Goliath. It's played sort of like from our knowledge, we know that it's probably not true because Goliath at this point, unless it was before Demona, was
Mhm.
very much devoted to her. He wasn't he doesn't seem like the kind of guy who would be a playboy. So this was
No.
very
They
unusual.
they their whole society does seem very based around kind of mating for life.
Yeah.
At least that's the impression I do seem to get, that when they choose somebody, it's for life.
So I was very suspicious. I was like, "Oh, something must be wrong here. There must be
Yeah.
something not quite so right." Coldstone attacks a government laboratory and taps into the computer. And when he does that, he accidentally downloads a virus. And we don't know that it's exactly that just yet, but what we see is him
Mhm.
flipping between different personalities, displaying like different attitude towards his environment. So most of the time, though, when he's in that laboratory, he is definitely like blowing stuff up.
Mhm.
But when he finally gets out, the gargoyles see him and they try to interact with him, and it's from this interaction that Goliath and Hudson figure out like something's going on here. This is our rookery brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so there are moments where they feel he's back to normal, and then they invite him to their home at the clock tower. And it's really interesting. I thought this was really cool. He was warned, like, are you sure you want to do that?
You
And
guys don't have the best history, and he's like, "It's my brother."
Goliath says, "Without trust, there can be no plan." And
Mhm.
I just thought, oh, that's really pretty cool because yeah, that is the whole
Nice
point of
sentiment.
them. Yeah, that's the whole point of them being in the clan is the trust that they have for one another. And the whole idea of the rookery brother and sister kind of thing it's really played up in this story, how they look after each other and no matter what, so uh that's actually really special. I really want to know more about that later on. Cool.
You know what? Shout out to Michael Dorn for
Oh,
making it
yes.
noticeable, this shift in the voice,
So
noticeable while
right.
it's still him.
Yes. Yes. You're
Because
so right.
you can hear, while it's still clearly that Cold Stone voice,
Yeah,
you can hear the subtle shift in the change.
absolutely.
You know,
Yeah.
like shout
Yeah.
out to him for doing that, because that is
Oh,
a talent. That's
yeah. Yeah.
fantastic.
That it was incredible. I was like, wow, this is really pulling me into the character a lot more.
Mhm.
I want to know more. Like it just does. And so I hope that he's in a lot more of the show. So I'm crossing my fingers. I see a lot more
It
of
is not the last time we see Cold Stone.
Good.
That's the closest spoiler I will give you. We do
Okay.
see Cold Stone again.
Yay. And Cold Stone gets another glitch, and his memory changes, and then he flies away suddenly.
Mm.
And so he doesn't get to hang out with Goliath, in their new home. But Goliath and Hudson follow him to, I believe it is the Ellis Island.
Yeah.
There they go. That seems to be the nice safe space that everybody likes to go to. And Cold Stone is
Middle of the night, I can't imagine it's very busy there, so, you know.
yeah. Also, I didn't want to forget that Elsa and Matt are tracking the movements of Stone Cold since he made such a ruckus at that laboratory.
Did we mention that at the beginning of this episode when he's doing the ruckus in the laboratory, they're running out this VR robot pet, which is really seems like something you could buy off of Amazon today.
Yeah.
And it would be an absolute blast to play with. Lexington's all excited about it because he's like, "Oh, it's the latest in VR technology." We didn't have VR technology at that point.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
yeah.
So they were
But
kind of playing
yeah,
around
yeah, in order to sort out what's going on with their partial cybernetic gargoyle friend, Lex borrows this little VR device
with.
robot thing that we see on the screen right now to hook up to him to see what's going on inside.
Yes. So
And
yeah,
this is how Matt's tracking them, is through the GPS. And again, I don't remember GPS being as big of a thing at that point.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Not just yet. But yeah, that is, and the cool part of, and this also part of the writing is just how they're able to set things up in the beginning. We see Matt and Elisa working with the headphones or the VR set, and we see him with the robot, and it comes into bigger play later on. And it's really kind of interesting how Matt is obsessed with finding these kind of anomalies that are happening all over the city, the gargoyles and such. So they established that it is a virus that is doing all of this damage,
Yeah,
where he's
a
not
government
able.
level virus that's designed to attack lesser technology, I think it was.
Oh,
Something like that.
somebody has to go in there and work out the issues that are going on inside of Cold Stone's mind. And Goliath says, I'll do it. I'll get in there."
He's like,
And
yeah, he's reaching in for, he's like, I'll do it. And like Lex is like, I'm the one that knows the most about this. I'm probably the best to do this. He's like, and that's why we're having you out here.
yeah. He's so smart. Yeah, because also he knows Cold Stone,
Mhm.
that's his boy, so there's more of a connection there. Once he's in the inside of Cold Stone's mind, I do love the sort of like the dreamscapes, mindscape, if you will, world that they created, and then there's like a huge chasm that kind of opens up. Let me see if I have a picture of it. There's
Yeah.
a huge chasm that opens up, and all these arms come out and start dismantling the world bit by bit, and that's the virus gobbling up all of Coldstone's consciousness, if you will. This bridge is symbolic, the bridge between Coldstone's mind and Goliath's mind, the meeting of the minds there. So it is really cool. Once he gets there, he meets a couple of characters. And I thought I was like, wow, this is a whole nother level of cool. There, now I don't have a name for these characters because if we remember, they don't have names for gargoyles at this point in time. We just know that these people are the Rookery brother and sister. The lady in the middle is a Rookery sister. She was the lady that we saw in the very beginning in Coldstone's mind.
And it's clear her and Coldstone have a thing for each other.
Yes, there is love there between the two of them, and she keeps saying that like how much there is.
I love that line. My love for you is unending.
Oh, that's really nice. And she explained it that when they put him together, they took parts of the stones that they found and pieced it all together.
More than one gargoyle.
Yes, I was like,
he's Franken homie.
Yeah, I was like, wow, that is really wild. And so all three spirits are pretty much trapped in there, and including four, which I believe is a failsafe of Xanatos, who wanted to make sure that he was the one that was present in Coldstone's mind. So yeah, that was really quite interesting. There is a wonderful actions there. In real life, we have the threat of the SWAT team coming in to close in and discover the gargoyles. So there is another guy within Coldstone. I just call him an evil bad guy. He's just keeps on saying all sorts of things in Coldstone's ear.
I'm trying to think of because a lot of these episodes wind up playing very similar, or it's clear that there is inspiration to a Shakespeare play, and at the time I knew which one it was, and I think it's Othello.
Oh yeah, that sounds more. I guess there in Othello there was the
Iago. That's who he is.
Iago. That makes sense.
I'm going through which ones were I read in high school. So
that sounds about right. About right. And because he does talk, like, oh, look at the way she's looking at at your Rookery brother, and she really wants him, and it's like, no, she's
we know who wants who. Okay. you only cause an ish because you got to crush.
Yeah. That's right, because he was like, okay, be with me, bond with me. And I do love all that. And all of this is playing out in Coldstone's mind. That's the brilliant part about it. None of it actually even happens in the real world. It's all this fight for his brain, and he doesn't win.
Yeah,
like they don't
doesn't lose though.
Yeah, they don't actually overcome the issue totally. The virus is still there.
Yeah, they send Goliath off to get back to his body, and with whether we win or lose, we're at least together for eternity. And I'm like, it's so cute and so cheesy at the same time.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So yes, the Rookery, I don't know what to call it, but the two lovers are together flying and evading capture, and they are it's something that they have to do until there is a way of getting rid of the virus. Maybe Lexington can do something. That's a possibility. Maybe Xanatos may have something cooking up his sleeve. But we do end with Xanatos' in his Xanatos' office, where he is very pleased that now he has the virus. That was what he was really. That's what he was really after this whole time because he has, I suppose, plans to use it in some way or form. So I guess we'll wait for that. And that Xanatos, he's got a plan for everything. He's got about 50 plans. That's just
Mhm.
he's just dancing around. But yeah, it was kind of good. Look at them. Oh, look at how cute they are together. I did love it. Episode 4, another great episode. A
Mhm.
lighthouse in the sea of time.
That's such a fantastic name.
Yes, yes, wonderful.
Okay.
Okay, season 2, episode 4. This I really loved it. We start off the episode with two archaeologists that
Archaeologist.
that have found some scrolls. I was trying to get a picture of the scrolls, but I couldn't get one. But there are two scrolls. They are the scrolls of Merlin. Elisa is also working on a project to protect the scrolls when
Mhm.
two fighter jets come in and they attack, and they manage to get their hands on the two scrolls. But one of the scrolls gets into the hands of Hudson, who goes missing. Basically, he falls into the river and then gets washed up on shore, and a man by the name of Jeffrey Robbins actually takes him in and for the evening and keeps him safe. Jeffrey Robbins is blind, and he's a
Mhm.
writer. He's blind, and this is where we find out that Hudson can't read.
Yeah. Because yeah,
And
the when they announced the scrolls, you see like pretty much everybody reading, and with the exception of Broadway and Hudson, and
they're
Broadway's like, well, it's just a bunch of books. We've got all the action we need on a daily basis.
yeah, yeah.
Now, don't you think, Hudson? Hudson's like, ah, keep me out of it, lad.
Yeah, I mean
come,
it's
come,
great.
come, Bronxy. It's celebrity hockey. Actually, I think that's what it was.
And which I was so impressed because they have been setting this up since the beginning with him being so fascinated by television. And
Mm,
I was like, wow, they've really thought about this. This was such a wonderful revelation. I don't know. I just love that. I love books personally. It was kind of nice how they made books become a part of the storyline with Goliath's love of books, and
mm.
then we have Hudson. All this time we were like we weren't sure why he wasn't reading and why he was watching TV so much was because he could not read. That's wild. Uh, yeah, that blew my mind. They're looking
Both
for
Broadway
who?
and Hudson.
Broadway and Hudson,
Because
because Broadway has been kidnapped by none other than Macbeth.
yeah, he held on to the one plane trying to get the one canister. Of course, so Broadway gets carried over.
My mic is moved. Sorry, guys. The end of this is it's gone. Wow, wow, wow. I'm so sorry. I think next I will add that this episode then to the next um uh next week. So sorry about that. It's really really sorry about that. It just cut off right at the end. So luckily I still have the original and I'll put the last part of it. So sorry about that. You guys are just amazing. Thank you so much for being here. And yeah, Okay, Robert says the can is kicked. Yes, I'm so sorry about that. But we're gonna add the rest of this to next week's homework, and let me see if I can call it up on here. Next week's homework. So we'll add. We'll add a lighthouse in the sea of time to next week's episode. Very sorry about that, guys. It's my first video back, my first live stream back, already screwing up. So sorry about that. Let's see if I can get that posted so that way you guys can see then the homework for next week. Technical difficulties. Can you believe that? Okay. Oh wait, I just saw somebody just joined in. Who is it? Oh, Moonbeam is here. Hello, Moonbeam. How are you? You're having problems too. So sorry about that. Let's see if I can squeeze this in to the. Might be a little extra long next week. I'm so sorry about that, but luckily I have the original, so we can enjoy this. And Subret says, "Oh, we all love you, Retro." Oh, yeah. I wish you guys could have seen. We were just about to get into the juicy bits of it because we had just learned that Hudson can't read, and I thought that was so big. That was such a big moment, and not a lot of shows go into detail about stuff like that. So let's see if I can put up on screen the homework for next week. Technical difficulties. Oh my goodness. Sorry. All right, week 5. We're going to go over episode 4 again, season 2, Lighthouse at the Sea of Time, episode 2. Episode 5, The Mirror, episode 6, The Silver Falcon, episode 7, Eye of the Beholder, and episode 8, Vows. Yes, it is that's a lot for next week. So next week will be a little longer than usual. So sorry. Yes. Mamabear says, I thought it was just me. Yeah, I mean, I'm so sorry. It just stopped and it was like, I was like, where's the rest of my video? It's gone. So I must have, I don't know what happened. But like I said, luckily I do have the original and we'll just get the rest of that and in there. So just gonna flash the homework so anyone wants to write that down. I will also thank you so much, Grumpy. You are just amazing. I had the wrong information on the title, and Grumpy has alerted me about that. I will be changing that so that way will correspond. So yes. And yes, Moonbeam, yes, it was one of those really cool episodes. I love the episode that touches on the gargoyles that can't read. And yeah, that was one of those shockers for me. I had never seen a show, a cartoon that addressed that subject matter ever, ever. And Grumpy says that episode 6 is one of them. One of them. I'm not sure if that's I mean that as far I'm was taking this from Disney Plus, their lineup, so I'm not sure if it's named something differently. It could be named something differently. We found some discrepancies depending on where you saw the episodes, what the names of some of the episodes were. So yeah, I'm sorry, like I that might be the case. We'll look for it. Um, if you could like tell me the premise of of that without giving it away, um, one of them, just to give me like a little hint, because that was definitely not. I don't know. The name of the episode was totally different, and and let's see. Uh, and let's just keep going really quick. And Grumpy says, "No worries, Retro. I learned by doing it all the time." Yes, that's the only way to do it, right? You've got to learn. Um, and so, and Grumpy says, I love that they did that. It was great, and I when it aired, yeah, yeah. And then they have this incredible focus on uh, s- um Shakespeare. It's wonderful. They're just doing everything. And Moonbeam is quoting one of the lines from it. Books are the magical lighthouses. Great, great, great. And Grumpy says, episode 6 is the Silver Falcon in season 2. If I say anything, it'll spoil it. Okay, yes, 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 I do. Okay, so that's right. I have that for it. Like episode episode 6, Silver Falcon. So we got that correct. Um, And Moonbeam says, hey, stop, Brett. Thanks for the request. Unreal Genius, 1985. Awesome film. It was a lot of fun. And I was told to take a look at it again, and I certainly will. I will certainly give it a couple of rewatches. And uh, yes, and Charlie Gardner is here. Hello, Charlie Gardner. Great to see you. Hi, all. Unfortunately, we just finished the talk. We had to cut it. It cut off early, so I'll have to do the rest of it. And I promise I will have the rest of it next week. We've got some homework, and so I'll get you. Um, Here it is. Here's the homework for next week. And that's what we're going to watch and we're going to talk about in detail next week. It should be fun. And yeah, we're going to start over from scratch with the lighthouse at the sea in the Sea of Time. We're going to start right from the beginning. So sorry about that, guys. And Moonbeam says that was an ad lib on 2 lines. Yep, that'll work for me. I understood what it was. And Moonbeam says Real Genius is free with ads on YouTube. And Stunt Brad says that she knew I would love it. Absolutely. Well, guys, I am so sorry about that and that we're cutting this off a little bit earlier than usual. But it looks like I have some work to do right after this is done by doing this. So just to let you know what's coming up next, I am doing my next stream will be Saturday. I'll be watching The Crow. The new version of The Crow, or the remake, is going to be coming out soon. And so I know that a lot of people were saying that, oh, they didn't like what they were seeing. But I was thinking, let's take a look at the old Crow, the original Crow, and see exactly what it is that we love about that movie and enjoy it actually. So I can't wait to do that. Um, Oh, yeah, I see exactly what I did there. And, I also after that's done, I'm gonna have another stream right after that because I do have quite a few, things that have been sent in to me, to for me, through my PO box that have been, sent, and so I definitely wanna go through all of the things that I received and, definitely, just go through everything. Some of the stuff I haven't fully opened, or I just know that they're here, and I wanted to have some surprise, so there will be an unboxing at the, I would say sometime Saturday evening, so I will have that, and, Stump Brett, I know that you sent me something, and I have that here, and um I can't wait to open what you have. I just opened the box a little bit. I was like, "Oh no, I it's wrapped so nicely too." I just managed to toss away the old wrapping paper from Christmas, just barely, and I took like tons of pictures of it. So I do. I'm one of those people that it's hard for me to get rid of even wrapping paper, but I have to. Oh my goodness. And Grumpy says, no worries, Retro Nerd, you're good, and we are glad to have you back in tip top shape. Yes, I am. Thank you so much. And Grumpy says, Saturday you'll be watching the only Chrome movie there is. Retro, I own the sequels that don't exist and they're all terrible. Stick with Brandon Lee. Okay. Also, I heard that there was also a TV show. Did anybody check out the TV show? Was that any good? And Mama Bear agrees with you. I have never seen any of the other ones. I know that probably should for the sake of being a completist, but I do. I actually didn't see The Crow until later in life, like maybe I would say 5 years ago, and I was totally blown away at how incredible that movie is. When you think of the fact that they didn't actually get to film everything they needed to film. So it is one of those incredible um, Hollywood stories that when I see that movie, it's just incredible. And the style and the art that's in that is really beautifully artistic. Loved it, loved it, loved it. And Summer says, "That's it. Sending Retro some cool wrapping paper. LOL." Yeah, yeah. And Mama versus check my. I will. I will. Thank you. You guys are. I am. I need to. I. This is my first live back, and I feel like it. I feel like it. I feel very much like um getting myself back into the waters, if you will, dipping my toe back in, but I will. So, about the unboxings, though, I'm going to do that. I'm going to create a separate live stream. So it'll be after the watch party. So it'll be separate. So I can't wait. There's a lot. It's like, it's right over here and it's pretty tall. There's a lot of stuff. So a lot of people sent me and I'm super grateful for it. So it's like Christmas all over again. Um, yep, I think that's it, guys. I'm gonna wrap this up, and I thank you all for coming. And I will be next week we'll be back and we'll have everything set up. My technology will be amazing. I promise. All right. Well, here I'm going to put in the outro and I will see you in the next video. Take care, guys.
Retro Nerd Girl, you are clear for takeoff.